So I gathered up 4 balls.
Like perfect weight because they're not so light where they splutter in your hand. But
you could put a little bit of heat on them. So the kids were just running away from me. But kids, they just run in the same way. They're not juking and jiving, zigging or zagging.
They're not running serpentine.
And like fucking Russell Wilson, just perfect lead out, just running, just side of the head. All the balls fly up.
Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that this show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you are listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Yes, once again, or for the very first time.
Yes, and we're back. 'Tis the holiday, Christmas week, if you will.
Christmas week. It's at the time of recording, it's 3 days away.
Yes, and at the time of listening, who knows?
Yesterday.
Who knows? We did find out that people actually do listen. And in one of our most recent episodes, we put a call out. No questions asked. Chip and Cern will send you a T-shirt. Just send us an email.
Now, this person did say silence listener, right? If I remember correctly off the email, so I don't want to shout a name out. But
we see you over in Florida, I believe, is where the... So we sent it over there with Florida. So if you want a shirt or a sticker, we got a couple hats left. 'Tis the season. Just shoot us an email.
I was late answering. Chipper was right on it, and I was late.
Well,
I was actually working, and then I got tired, and then I remembered that Chipper had sent me an email. Hey, did you check the email? And I was like, our text message, and I said, no, I didn't check the email.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I had it timed perfectly to where I had just finished up a little bit of work block and taken a little nature break, filled the water up, grab a snack or whatever, and in that time checking all my the iPhone now has different like settings. You can have a work setting where it only allows certain apps through and it blocks like Facebook or Instagram, but it'll allow notifications for like Slack or email.
Okay, yeah.
So, and you could set it and say, hey, at 8:30 turn on work mode and turn it off at 5 or whatever. So I had one of those on. I took it out of that, and then all these emails came through, and like as giddy as a schoolgirl sent a text over to Cerny. Oh my God, people listen to us. Can't believe it. Can't believe it.
It was quite a shock.
Cerny, it wasn't the only shock that I had. I'm not talking about the shocker. I did not receive the shocker.
That's a whole separate
thing. And I received quite the shock on Monday. We returned home, and there was a unwelcome guest at our house. And I'm not talking about my parents coming down the mountain to stay at the house. One elf on the shelf had arrived.
No, who ordered that?
Well, as you know, I've been running a pretty hard line against Elf on the Shelf.
Yeah.
Not bringing it up, not engaging in this. I told, but at kindergarten, here's the problem. And I see this is the problem. Like once it becomes like a trend in school or within the class, you're kind of like the tides are against you. The momentum is shifted.
Yeah, you get pigeonholed into...
So it was, my friend so-and-so, and this person has it. Oh, sometimes it brings them treats, and it brought them Reese's Pieces. Oh, it brought them candy canes. So I'm sitting there, and I'm pretty vocal with my wife. We discuss a lot of things. I feel like we have a good line of communication open between us, marital communications. Yeah. And, with kids, you have to be sometimes a united front. And I thought,
because they'll divide you pretty quickly.
Oh, they constantly, and then they'll go and ask, and then they'll come and they'll keep trying to will you down. It's it's the same move that every kid does.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there on the couch, probably playing some Pokemon, catching some mon,
There you go. Ice event.
Yeah, the ice event. And so I hear my daughter go, "Can we get Elf on the Shelf?" And I was like, "Oh, this again." She's been talking about it nonstop. I'm losing my fucking mind on it already.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hear my wife go, yeah, let's see." Pulls up her phone, Amazon. So already like way too quick to purchase anything. Then 2, oh yeah, okay, cool, let's get it. I'm sitting over there, and by the time it had registered with me, I was like looked over. I was fucking just
cancel that order.
I was just stunned, shocked.
Et tu, Brute.
And
stab me in the back.
I'm like, wow, brutal. I really wore it on this one. So I threw the best husband fit I could for the remainder of the day, and then I actually took the kids. Stayed at grandma's house for a couple days, or for a day rather, and then 2-hour drive over. Is the Elf on the Shelf here yet? Is the Elf on the Shelf? Is it like by the end of the trip? My eye was like twitching. I was like, oh my God, one more Elf on the Shelf thing.
No.
So the Elf on the Shelf got here, and it got set up, and it brought slippers with it, and a note, and all this stuff.
They come with slippers?
No, my wife had bought this other stuff.
Okay.
She bought slippers for the kids, and there was this whole note, and it comes in a box with a book and all this stuff.
You tell her she has opened Pandora's box. It is on.
So there was a lot of hedging, upfront communications with the kids about, hey, he might not move every time. They're not going to do this. He's not going to come December 1st, all the stuff. Now, I don't mind doing it from the 20th to the 25th. That seems very manageable.
Yeah, that's fine. 5 days, especially you're in the spirit.
Yeah, I'm already...
We did. When I made the mistake, we started it like everyone else on the 1st.
Oh, boy.
And it was a fucking disaster.
It's a drag.
It ended up, like I've said, like you forgot, and they're coming down the stairs, and I picked it up and just fucking threw it across the room. Like, he moved.
And then there's a whole thing. Now, my daughter was very concerned about the 2-year-old, her brother grabbing it, because you're not allowed to touch it, I guess. And so she keeps telling him, don't touch, you can't touch Elf on the Shelf. You can't touch Elf on the Shelf. So
he's
just going to go grab it, which he did, of course, Yeah. And so we had to put him up way
That's like little
higher.
brother 101. Big sister says that not to do something, it is 100% going to be done.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's never going to go away. That's only going to intensify.
Yeah, I figured that. So we have the Elf on the Shelf going now. Already before bed, Charlie was like, where's he going to be tomorrow? What's he going to bring tomorrow? I'm like, first of all, do you think he runs his itinerary by us and we approve of it? Or if we knew, do you think we would tell you? And she's like, no. I'm like, okay, well, don't ask the question.
Yeah. So
now we have an Elf on the Shelf.
Put another notch in the Cerny Great Parenting book.
This thing's going to look like the Stanley
Cup. So we had it,
and
then we threw it away, right? We had it for a few, and we threw it away. So like,
it's too
horrible.
much.
So then, like you said, like the kids at school and the teacher were talking about Elf on the Shelf. I heard some clamoring a while back about it's Elf on the. They always talking about Elf on the Shelf. Did we have Elf on the Shelf? Is he real? And I said, no, he's not.
Wait, how old was he when you said this?
I don't remember. It was
probably like 8 at least. 7?
Yeah, okay. 7 right there. Yeah, no, he's not. Like, oh, they're liars. Don't listen to that. I got the stare like, what the hell? And I was like, I'm squashing this, but I can't.
I'm not having this.
No,
yeah.
I'm not revisiting that fucking nightmare.
Yeah, because I feel like, I don't know, the Santa, how long does the Santa thing go for?
You know what? Jeffrey still
believes,
but it's like one of those like
very suspicious.
He asked me like, how does he actually get around the world in one night?
Yeah,
magic.
It's pretty much after you had like some sort of geography class and
geography,
social studies.
And you have a sense of time. You sort of have a sense of time. You know, you're like, wait a minute.
You're like, wait, for me to go to my grandma's house, it takes 2 hours. and there's 24 hours in the day. So
I'm not stopping in every house eating fucking cookies. So
up and down the chimney. So
why does Santa always ask for chocolate chip cookies? And he's
got a nut allergy.
And Dan says if he leaves raisin cookie for Santa, everyone's getting coal. He heard. How does he know that?
How does he know exactly?
Dad always eats chocolate chip cookies. He never eats oatmeal raisin.
My wife and I have positioned ourselves sort of as outside consultants to Santa and his enterprise, Santa Incorporated. So obviously he's very busy. So sometimes he passes off some of his duties to mom and dad. So we're taking a lot of the credit for the gift, which that was one thing as a parent. I was like, so let me get this straight. You're supposed to give the baddest, coolest, best gift to your kid, but it's not from you. It's from a person you make up.
You
you look like a piece of shit with the fucking socks and underwear.
Yeah, what we did is the presents, the coolest kick-ass presents are from us. Santa fills your fucking stocking.
Oh, okay. I like that. That's another good way to do it. Okay.
So I'm getting the credit for the cool shit.
So what's going in the stocking for you guys? Maybe like a Echo or something, a Dot, Amazon Dot.
Yeah, like a little, like there's a couple things like the girls, it's like their perfume that they wanted, or earrings, or something small, but still, there's some cool stuff, a lot of candy and shit too.
Yeah, mostly junk food and stuff. Or for a 5-year-old, it's like crayons, like stickers, fake tattoos, glittery shit.
Yep.
Yeah. So
speaking of gifts, I gotta tell you this Home Depot.
Is this your Home Depot? I was just going to ask about this.
Okay, so pretty sure my dad doesn't want to listen, and he probably won't listen before Christmas. So my mom has dispatched me to get my dad a present. She told me what he wanted, but she had no idea what it was.
Okay.
What to get? She said, "You go to get it." I was like, "Okay." Of course, it was like getting the specifics of what he wanted was. We're going up. We're back. I got this shit on like Monday.
So you're down to the wire.
Down to the wire. I was like, kind of like, hey, listen, if I don't get the specifics, I'm going to pick it out because I don't know what's going to be left at the fucking store.
Yeah.
We're getting close. So realistically, it was over cordless or corded or battery is basically what we're talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
So anyway, I go to the Home Depot and it's there. Like they have, so it's down the tool aisle.
Mm-hmm.
And ours, they're redoing their whole tool aisle thing. And they have the tools like on display.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of the ones that you could purchase are down below.
In the cage.
But it's behind a cage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So before that it was just open, it's in a cage now.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
no. I already see the problem.
Locked.
Yeah. I mean, finding someone to open it?
Nay, a helper. And the seas of fucking Home Depot, not a soul in sight.
There's no orange aprons around?
I was like sitting there. First off, I was thinking, of all the places you would think you'd want to stage people, I bet you Home Depot's staff, like 80% of it's got to be in the tool section.
Yes.
Why they got the cage. Why wouldn't you station at least one or two people? I don't even know. There wasn't even. So this one's like right next to the self checkout. There wasn't a fucking person in self checkout. Like they usually the person directing traffic.
So they're down. They down too many bodies at Home Depot. No one wants to work there anymore.
I saw a whole bunch playing grab ass over in the far corner, but I couldn't get somebody else. Like, what the fuck? And I was like, I'm not sitting here. It was like,
oh my God,
Monday night, and I was like, God, I couldn't get anybody with keys or nothing. I was like,
only a manager can do that. So
yeah, I don't know where he's at right now. Just kind of walks away.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So then this is so I was like, you know what? Hold on a second, because it's on the rack, the racking.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I bet you they're so stupid. I leaned down and I looked, nothing on the back. I walked all the way around.
Oh, you just reached through?
Pull the stuff down, and all the tools are free. You can pick whatever you want.
That's great.
This is Home Depot in a nutshell.
That is
all this
great.
Cool racking, and there's nothing in the back. If I was a thief, it'd be an easy pick.
Easy pickings. Nice. So then you didn't need to get your. Now sometimes they lock the tip like a cock cage on the end of the thing. So when you try to pull it off the.
Oh
yeah.
no, they didn't.
No, okay.
I just pushed the other tools that they were, or whatever they were, not even tools. It was like box of screws or something. Just slide to the side, like, oh, look, all the tools are right here. Just pulled it right out. Thank you.
That's great.
It's like that is. I was like, this
and when
is
you
perfect.
were ringing it up, it's not like anyone like looked at you like, "Oh, how did you get this off without?"
Did you get this unlocked?
Yeah,
from our imaginary manager that helps people.
Fucking Casper the manager.
I saw this Lowe's ad. It was like, you're more likely to see a Home Depot worker in Lowe's than in Home Depot.
Oh, damn, that's roasted.
I know.
Roasted.
But true.
Well, the hiring, everyone's trying to hire. Everywhere you go, I see a sign.
Oh, now hiring. And they have some killer, like,
incentives?
Yeah. Signing bonuses, all sorts of shit.
Oh, wow. We went to a place today. It's like basically a trampoline zone. It's raining today. So my wife was working today. I'm off from work, but full-time on parent. So I took them to one of those trampoline zones. It's basically indoor warehouse.
It's like Sky High.
It's got tons of trampolines. Then they have the big foam pits. They have
those are
big.
Fun.
They are fun. There's ropes so you can jump and trampolines and do flips in them. The kids are going fucking nuts, right? It's everything they want to do off your couch, but they finally can do it into the thing, and everyone's
no one's gonna yell at them.
Yeah. But I started. I went there because I wanted to play around too. I'm not paying for myself, by the way. I'm just like, oh, I'm watching, and then you'll see me. I'm right in there.
No, I'm jumping.
I'm not paying fucking $30, and I'm not paying $7 for your socks with grippies on them. I'm just gonna wear the socks I have. Okay, you're gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay here. And so I swung into one of these big foam pits.
And it's not like the teenager making minimum wage is gonna spear you and say illegal jumper.
Exactly. So I go in, and then we check in, and they're like, how much time do you want? So you buy it by time.
Yeah.
$22 gets you an hour. For 2 hours, it's like $23, and then it unlocks a certain area that you're allowed to play in.
Oh, level unlocked.
A level like, you can play, and they have one of those Ultimate Ninja Warrior course areas. So like and Charlie, my daughter, loves those. She watches a bunch of YouTube videos on them, so she wanted to do it. So we were over there, and then they have Become a Commander. $29 gets you unlimited playtime, plus you save 20% every time. It's like an annual they're done.
Okay.
So I was there. I got there at 3, and I'm like, I'd like to be home at 5:30. And so I'm like, they're like, how much time do you want? And I look up, I'm like, I'll take an hour. So I went in at the cheapest, and then they actually print out like a colored wristband and stuff, and then they just went crazy. But then I knew that every employee there working at the trampoline zone was under 18, basically. Right. So
that's what I'm saying. They're not going to stop you.
I knew no one is going to puff their chest out and stand in front of me to tell me. And then actually, surprisingly, someone actually did check the wristband color, because I guess, if you have a yellow wristband, you can't go in this area. And that was it happened one time, but we were there for like 2.5 hours.
Oh, yeah. Jeffrey had a couple of.
They're good for birthday parties too.
Yeah, he had a couple birthday parties there.
Because it's great. Basically, the kids you just get to like exhaust yourself.
Yeah, so like they had like the pits and all that stuff. Yeah, little basketball zone. There was a dodgeball zone. Like they had like a dodgeball zone.
There was one of those as well.
And Zach was like, he got part of like they said, oh yeah, he could play, and like. I like peeped in there, and he's like Billy Madison the kids. He's like fucking smoking a bunch of like
5-year-olds, like knocking them off their feet.
Oh, you're trash! He's like doing that. I'm like, hey, knock this shit off, man. What? Don't even come in there and bring the heat.
Well, yeah, I had to show the kids what the heat was like. Whether dad could bring the heat, so no one was in the dodgeball area, so we went in there, and there's these little foam. They're like smaller than a volleyball, little foam thing.
Yeah, they're like almost like the foam basketballs.
Exactly. Yeah. So you could drill a kid in the head with this from 10 feet away, and nothing's going to happen.
Doink. That's all it is.
So I gathered up 4 balls.
They're like the perfect weight because like they're not so light where they splutter in
yes,
your hand. But
you could put a little bit of heat on them. So
yeah.
the kids were just running away from me. But kids, they just run in the same way. They're not juking and jiving, zigging or zagging.
They're not running serpentine.
And like fucking Russell Wilson, just perfect lead out. Just running, side of the head, all the balls fly up, and then I start running around chasing them, and so it was fun to drop some of those on them. But I fell in this big foam pit. There was girls there that were like 10 or 12 or something that were basically wearing like gymnastics clothes,
jumping in the routine,
doing fucking like 10 flips in there, and here I am, I'm like a big grown-ass man trying to grab a rope. I fall in the big foam pit.
It's funny, too, as I noticed, like, so when the kids fall in the foam pit, they, like, sit right on top of the foam. I fell and sank right at the bottom.
Dude, it's like quicksand. I started to try to climb out. I keep falling down more. I'm like, do people drown in here? Help!
That'd be like that 17-year-old nightmare. Like, oh, fuck, I got to pull this goddamn
grown-ass dad out of here. But yeah, and then they know what they're doing. They know they have you there for hours. So they throw out 20 arcade games.
Oh yeah.
And they put they have their own monetary system. Like you can't put your card in. You have to buy one of their cards and load it with coins. You spend dollars to load coins, but it's not one for one. So then you're always leaving. You got like $7 left and you didn't mean. I just told the kids.
It's always odd.
I just did this. I'm like, listen, Dad forgot his wallet, so we can't play this.
Never mind what I paid with earlier.
Yeah,
but you're right because they never.
That could have been a week ago, the payment thing. So yeah, but it worked out. Well, they had a great.
There
time.
Was that. So they had the ramp on the other one that we had where the kids could run the ramp.
They had that as well.
So it was pretty funny because Jeffrey was showing me like, oh yeah, he did like the 10-foot one and he was trying to get close to the 12-foot one or whatever. And then there was this other kid. He's like, "Hey, watch me do it." And I was like, "All right, I'm watching." Because kids like to.
Kids love for
this
you.
Kid
to watch
was a little. This kid looked like he loved the sweets, shall we say?
Okay.
I said, "All right, let's see it." Right, and he, classic form, maybe got halfway up the thing and like slid down on his face.
Yeah.
I was like, so I chuckled. He's like, came over and he's like, "Oh, it's kind of slippery." I said. Yeah, that's it. They tried it again. Same result. Mm-hmm. And after like the 5th try, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go over here now because Jeffrey has moved on.
Yeah.
They're like, no, watch me do it. I was like, I remember thinking in my head, like, I'll be here all goddamn day.
You're going to wear that wood out faster. You're going to make that thing. Man. Yeah. Kids love, they love to make sure you're watching and paying attention.
Even somebody else's kids, I was like, "Where's your fucking parents? Why do I got to watch you do this?"
Yeah, I don't want
to hurt the kids' feelings. So I was like, "Yeah, you go ahead." Yeah. Oh yeah, so close. But it's like after like the 5th time, I was like, "Where's your mom or dad? Whoever is here?"
They had some thing where like a kid was crawling out of a tube, but there's other kids standing on top of the ledge and basically like off the top rope, right on the other kid's head, slammed him down on the ground.
The people's elbow.
Shit! Look at this! Look at this! And then I was like, "Oh yeah, you got to stay away from there. That's dangerous."
Yeah, those kids are a little
rough. The kid just like the kid that fell, and the other one just kind of like walked off, and they don't really care that much.
When I watch like the kids, like God, I miss the days where you could just fucking just crash or jump off a fucking roof and be like, "I'm good."
Yep.
Now if I fall down, I'm like, "Oh, down! I'm down."
Helping yourself up is like more painful. You're like, "Oh, I'm such an old person." That's what I felt like at the bottom of this ball pit as I was trying to like claw my way out.
Yeah, I know. It's like I'm getting swallowed by the sea of foam.
Like, hey, teenager, give me a hand over here, teenager.
It'd be funny if you had like a big ass cane, like a Felix exit stage right. Yanks you right out of the fucking thing.
Yeah, and then that they're not paying attention for half the time, and I guess when you jump in the pit, you're supposed to like exit away from where everyone's jumping. But my kids, because when you're in there and it's only you pretty much have the whole thing to yourself. No one really cares about the rules too much.
Yeah.
So they kept I was basically standing on the edge, like pulling my kids up out of the thing while they were kept jumping in, going for the rope. It was a good time, though. It was a good time.
Those places are cool.
Yeah. And then on the way home, Dad, what are we doing tomorrow? And can you bring your wallet? I'm like, I think I have one guess about what you want to do.
Hold on, let me guess. And then if you guessed it, they would be shocked. Like how did you know? Oh yeah, you're sly. You're sly as fuck.
Yeah, totally sly. Sly and the Family Stone.
We got this. So Robin got this like snowball fight thing. It's not snowballs. It's like they're like big kind of like heavier cotton balls, and you just like for in the house, like you throw snowballs at each other, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so we're throwing them, and then Jeffrey wanted to make a game of it. He's like, okay, see how many I can catch. So I was like throwing them, and I was like, throw little curveballs.
Yeah.
Like and then after probably my 50th throw.
Oh my God.
All right.
Dad's
I'm gonna give the wing a rest.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? I only got so many bullets in this fucking chamber, man. Just give me a couple minutes, please. All right. My arm was like, I could feel it. Like it was like, oh, you haven't done like that in a while. I was like,
yeah. Ice in your shoulder for like 3 days after.
Yeah, no, I feel my elbow. I was like, oh shit.
A little tender.
This brings back memories because I can feel like the pain of when he used to throw. And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, all right, I'm gonna take a break. What? It was like he's about to have a fucking protest on me. I was like, hey,
let's sit in.
Come on, I said give me a few minutes. So that means I said a few, which in his world literally two.
Yeah,
you're good, right? Like, yeah. No, I'm not.
Like, don't we have siblings to do this with?
Yeah, I know. Then he wanted to throw them at me, which is fine. I was like, all right, I can catch. No biggie.
Maybe switch at you, see how many you can catch.
Yeah, I'll catch.
Mm-hmm.
Then he was, like rapid fire, and he's like, throwing it. I'm like trying to catch him, and it's like, oh, you didn't catch as many as me. I was like, well, hold on. We're talking about catchables.
I'm not laying out. Put my teeth on the coffee table.
You see me fall? If I lay out, I'm gonna lay there for a while. Game over.
Is NERF a big holiday thing for the ages that you have? I feel like maybe that was a couple years ago, maybe for you.
They do like NERF.
I can't wait. That's one thing. There's going to be a parental gun collection that's like all the fucking heavy hitter guns with all the good ammos.
Yeah. So I did one. We had one. And Robin was sitting at the desk doing something, and I tried to shoot Jeffrey, and I tried to do like the the wanted
sling it.
Yeah. I was like, I'm curving bullets or something.
Yeah.
And I slung it, and it hit her square in the cheek. Like it was just like pow. And I got the look of death, like, what's wrong with you? I was like, I didn't mean to shoot you. She's like, bullshit. Because it looked like I was just playing like shooter, right?
Right, yeah.
I said, in the face. I said, come on, give me. I was like, no.
From my dick go dry for a month? What are you talking about here?
I was going to shoot you. I did an execution. Right? It didn't help my cause. But
no.
I was like, I was trying to curve the bullet. She's like, does that make sense? I was like, if you've seen Wanted, of course it makes sense.
Angelina Jolie in 2008.
Morgan Freeman? Come on.
That movie. Oh, here we go, Cerny. Crutch time. Let's fire up the old Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh man.
We'll end the show with this one. We'll let the people go with a little holiday gift. Less Chip and Cern. Okay, Wanted. 2008.
Ooh.
2008, an hour and 50 minutes. What, Cerny, would you say the tomato meter scored for Wanted, starring, you had it right, Angelina Jolie, Morgan Freeman, and James McAvoy? Oh, he was Cyclops in Common was also in there.
Common wasn't Chris Pratt, I think.
Oh, really? That must have been pre-hit. What? He was in there.
Yeah, he was the boyfriend. Remember they got the friend that was banging his girlfriend or something.
Man,
he was the chubby. He was chubby then. He was the chubby.
This is Parks and Rec Chris Pratt.
Yes, yes.
Adonis.
So I'm gonna guess. You and I remember we saw this in the movie theater.
I do, yeah, and that's the last time I had seen it or honestly even thought about it. I can't
Me
believe
too, until I was trying to curve bullets with Jeffrey.
And you made that reference, and I knew exactly what movie you were talking about and what scene. But, yeah.
I'm going to say 41.
And audience score?
58.
Cerny, you're way off.
Oh.
And I would have guessed about what you said. I was surprised. Tomato meter coming in certified fresh, 71%.
No way.
I know. And then audience score, 69.
Oh,
nice.
There you go. That's a perfect score. Jeffrey Cern.
10 out of 10.
Certified fresh. I thought no way in hell they would like that movie.
No fucking way.
Now, I think you and I love this particular scene where they were in the wax healing bath. Remember when?
Oh, were her titties out in that movie?
I don't think they were, but it was just for a 2008. This is a young Chip and Cern.
Oh, yes.
So, we were all in.
We are yet to cut our teeth on actual pornography.
The paperback.
So the soft stuff was good for us.
Yeah.
The soft stuff.
She said a lot of back. I'm like,
oh yeah, daddy like.
I thought no way with the curtain bullets. Holy shit.
71. I was thinking probably in the 40s. I remember it being hokey even at that time. We would have been 20 years old or something. 21.
2008. Yeah, 21.
So. Yeah,
fresh 21.
Wow. Yeah, we were.
And you would think. That was the same year, I think, that The Dark Knight came out.
Oh, we were spoiled then. That was our high watermark for decades.
Yeah, that was.
The Dark Knight. Knight.
I think we went to a lot of movies, I think, within that short span.
We did. That was a good, because we would always, when you're young, we said we were going to wrap it up, and here we go. Story time.
There we go.
Strap in. Sit back down, everyone.
Our Christmas gift to you is taken away. We're good. Sit back. Buckle up.
Yes. You weren't listening to Dad, and now we're going again. One, you could stay up until like a midnight showing was like, oh, no problem. We'll just crack a couple. We'll have one of those triple Rockstar energy drinks with the gas can lid. That was basically it was like three Red Bulls.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then we'd have probably some beers, and then I'd just throw a fat dip in, and we could be up. We'd
the upper and a downer.
Yeah.
We would just go for it.
Fucking redneck speedball and some Monster Rockstar and some Copenhagen.
We also my wife and I talking about, because like I was up working this morning and I was trying to see, like, I asked who's up, because it was probably like 8:30, almost 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
It was just her and Jeffrey. I was like, well, the other two do. And then she's like, they sleep. Come on. And I was like, oh, they're up hell late. And I was like, you know what? I do remember, like, when you're a teenager, like, your night doesn't start until like 9 o'clock. Like, you're not even thinking about doing anything until 9 o'clock.
That's when you're you're finally free because you're at your friend's house, so you got away from your folks. Yeah, exactly.
And it was like then you would like, what are we gonna? Then you would try to decide what you do at 9 o'clock. Like, now as an adult, like, I'm wrapping my night up. If I am like wrapping it up by 9. Like,
I'm landing this plane at 9. It's not taking off. It's coming down. It's
45. I'm in the sheets, baby.
Absolutely. Knocking boots, probably. Well, Cerny, last week I got jabbed. I got boosted.
Ooh,
I went
join the boosting club.
I went booster, mix it up too. I was a double Pfizer guy. I was hoping for some dick performance added. TBD. No. TBD on that still.
Oh, okay.
So did double Pfizer for the 1-2. Then the booster I went Moderna.
Oh.
And I was there. I was like, you know what? At Costco, I got another arm here. Throw the fucking influenza in there. Give me the double jab. So I was sitting there.
Are you feeling immortal?
I ran through a brick wall this morning, Cerny. I'm sitting there, and they're like, okay, well, you might, 2 shots. You definitely need to make sure you're sitting down for 15 minutes, after they give it to you, because you're going to have a dizzy spell or something.
Yeah. Can you roll the sample card over here, please?
Yeah. Do you have any of those dark chocolate covered cashews? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, can I get a runner?
Thanks, Myrtle.
Can I get a runner?
Thanks, Myrtle. So it was 7 minutes that went by, and I'm like, I don't know. So I just started walking around Costco. I was just checking out, different Costcos are they're the same, but there's a little bit of different stuff to them.
Yeah,
It's
they kind of they do a good job of like kind of like curbing to the demographics that the store's in.
So I was checking out that local because I had to go up a town because mine didn't have any boosters.
San Phil?
Rohnert Park.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was there, checked it out. They had an inflatable spa that I was trying to convince my wife to get, but no. I probably would have returned it in February anyway, but you know
what I'm trying to get? Like a steam room. Like, they have like those. Like
a sauna? Infrared sauna?
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm trying to get it. I got to get my speech going. Like, I'm going to take the
Let me know
floor
if you
Congress.
if you need a co-signer on the bill. Let me know. Bring it to me.
Okay.
Bring it across my desk. I'll make sure it has John Hancock on it.
Like chip sign, it's a done deal. No,
I think we can find some good studies about how being in like a certain bit of heat, like for just 15 to 20 minutes a day, just being out in the sauna and just kind of getting a sweat on, release a lot of good toxins. I think we can find some stuff like this. I think it'd be good for your cause.
I could appeal to the senses too. Like we could put some eucalyptus oils in there to get the nice,
obviously
cleanse the nasal cavities. Oh yeah, we could try this.
I like that. Okay, I'm in. Okay, we'll get typing this up. But I've been jabbed up. I continue to wash my balls and penis.
Me too. Stays clean.
It always clean. Stay ABC. Always be cleaning testes. And yeah,
you got to clean the ABC as well.
You got to
make sure that's clean too.
Oh, that I like to get the old steel wool out for the ABC. It's got to make sure.
And for those who don't know ABC, it's the old ass ball connector,
or the taint,
the taint,
if you will. Yeah, because I guess or AVC ass vagina connector.
That's yep. That's as well.
Yeah. So whatever you have, A blank C.
The bridge.
This is the bridge. It's the bridge from your ass to your nether regions, all of which you should be cleaning, getting vaccinated and boosted and all this sort of stuff. You know the drill here. And shoot us an email for a free shirt or a hat. We'll send it. No questions asked.
@gmail.com.
Boom, boom,
Chip
boom.
and Cern Show, gmail.com.
Have a Merry Christmas, everyone. Kwanzaa's coming up. Festivus is coming up. Hanukkah in the
Whatever you
rearview mirror.
celebrate.
Have a good one. Till next time, I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
Cheers.